these are Trump's words, the most crushing economic operation ever taken against any country on any nation or entity that does business with the regime. So the question here, John, is will economic D-Day work?
No, I don't think it's going to work. I think the first point you want to keep in mind is that the United States and Israel clearly present an existential threat to Iran. So, to get Iran to surrender, you are going to have to inflict unbelievable amounts of pain on them because, again, they're fighting for their life here. And the inclination when you face an existential threat is to fight to the death. So the bar here is very high. That's the first point. The second point is we've had two blockades on Iran so far. One that ran from April 13th to June 17th, then that ended. And then we started another one on July 14th, which continues up to the present. And the blockade didn't work. And because we have no other military option, President Trump has decided to up the ante on the economic side. So, what he's doing here, and we want to be very clear, is he's going beyond the blockade. And he's basically saying that what I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate the Iranian economy almost completely by cutting off economic intercourse with countries like China, Russia, Pakistan, and the UAE. That's the name of the game here, to isolate the economy of Iran. And that, coupled with the blockade, will cause Iran to surrender. So the question you have to ask yourself is whether or not you think that the administration can successfully cut Iran off from Chinese trade or Chinese economic intercourse, the same with Russia. And let's look at the UAE as well. The Chinese have already said, and by the way, China is Iran's biggest trading partner, they're not going to play ball, period. The Russians are not going to play ball either. And the fact is that we are a mortal threat, not only to Iran, but we are a mortal threat to China and Russia. And China and Russia have a vested interest in seeing Iran win this war. So we're going to fail with those two very powerful trading partners of Iran. And then there's the UAE. There's no question that if the UAE cuts off all economic relations with Iran, it will hurt, no question. But the fact is, the Iranians have a card to play, and they've already played it. They've told the UAE that if you do what the United States says you should do, and you've said you're going to do, the UAE has said they would go along with the United States, but they haven't done so yet. If you do that, we will wreck the UAE. We have the capability to wreck the UAE. We have missiles that could destroy your ports, destroy your refineries, and put you back in the Stone Age. And we will do that. We want you to understand, this is the Iranians talking to the UAE. If you think you're going to bring us to our knees and you're going to get away with it scot-free, you're mistaken, because we're going to bring you to your knees as well. And I would be very surprised if the UAE plays ball with the Americans here and really does cut off all economic intercourse with Iran. But if it does, the Iranians will retaliate, and I wouldn't be surprised if that didn't escalate. And all of this has to be married to the fact that the US economy is in trouble, and we have got to solve this problem quickly, not only for economic reasons, but for political reasons. But the fact is, economic strangulation never happens quickly. It takes time. And again, to go back to where I originally started, Iran is facing an existential threat. So it's going to take a lot of time, if it ever works, to bring the Iranians to their knees. But the fact is, it's not going to work for the reasons I just laid out.